Hey guys, welcome back to another emergency YouTube special with me and Tim. We've been doing this almost every day because the hits keep coming, and frankly, duty calls us. Before we get into it, subscribe to our YouTube page if you like this content. Subscribe if you don't. I don't care. Just subscribe. We are going to be talking about the latest cabinet selection, Matt Gaetz. There's a nihilism that's taken over these conversations.
Where my God!
Sort of like, can you up it? Do we care anymore?
I am the Joker right now. I'm totally the Joker, and I want.
Hey, we haven't even said what he's nominated for. Okay, nominated for Attorney General.
Go ahead. I didn't know that. I just woke up.
Okay.
Attorney General? Oh, I thought it was HUD.
Of the United States. Of the United States.
Of America? Okay, great. What was the other appointment we're here to talk about? Who?
Oh, yeah, that was Tulsi Gabbard. That was the original point of this recording. To talk about Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence, which we thought was a pretty bold, wild suggestion. And then in the time between when we decided to record this and then we sat down to actually record it, it was announced that Matt Gaetz would be Attorney General, and we decided we need to change course. Oh my God.
Okay. God. Before we get to, I think there's some really serious consequences of this we should discuss. But before we get to that on the Schadenfreude side of things.
Sure.
LOL, Kevin McCarthy. LOL, all of the senators earlier today, so much is happening, right? We could have done a video today on John Thune becoming the majority leader. And it's like these senators in a secret ballot are like, when it's a secret ballot, we're not going to totally concede to Trump. We're going to show that we're still men and women in a couple cases on the inside and like can do what we want. All right. We're not Mr. Trump isn't our boss. We're going to make John Thune the majority leader. Well, enjoy fucking voting for these confirmations, gentlemen. John Thune, John Cornyn.
Do you actually think they're going to vote? I mean, it was the whole point. Wasn't the entire point. The first chapter of this whole thing was let's do recess appointments.
Yeah. And okay, or enjoy not. I guess that's my point. You're getting Matt Gaetz, and they hate Matt Gaetz.
Yes.
They hate Matt Gaetz more than they hate anybody. These establishment Republicans. Like,
explain
honestly,
why.
They would rather appoint they would obviously like Kristen Sinema better. I'm trying to think of like a generic Democrat. Like they would rather appoint Chris Coons to this job. They would rather appoint Chris Coons to Matt Gaetz if they had their druthers. They don't get to because you made your deal with the devil. They hate Matt Gaetz because Matt Gaetz does not play inside the tent well. I mean, he totally torpedoed the entire Kevin McCarthy leadership team. Kevin McCarthy was a guy that worked the inside game. He's like a car dealer, a backslapper that everybody likes on the inside. Matt Gaetz is young. They think that he is, he's a little bit hot, big for his britches. Before his time. He's not. He doesn't care for any of the traditional shibboleths of conservatism. Yeah. He's happy just to pop off. He likes attention. He's all the things that these old line Republicans who have like tucked their tail and gotten in line. He's all the things that they hate about the Trump party. And over the years, they've been able to they had to tuck their tail for Trump because that's what the voters like. But they've been able to kind of shit on people like Gaetz because it's like, nobody's going to punish them for that. Not anymore. Guys, not anymore. Matt Gaetz is got a big spoonful of big four-headed Matt Gaetz coming right down the throat. Little airplane. Trump's got it. It's a little airplane.
You're gonna eat it.
You're gonna eat Matt Gaetz. And by the way, you're gonna eat Tulsi Gabbard, who is a pro-Assad, pro-Putin, isolationist liberal 2 seconds ago. All right. So Mitch McConnell, who when he was like, I'm not going to retire, I'm going to step down, pass the torch, but I'm still going to stay in the Senate. Well, there you go. When he said that, he said, I'm going to focus on things I care about, like foreign policy. Well, here you go.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Let's put some odds on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Mac, let's say they actually do bring it to a vote, which I would be very surprised, honestly. I think they're going to go fully for the recess stuff at this point. I think the reason they said they're going to do recess is because they're going to do recess. But let's say they do bring it to a vote. They can lose 3 Republicans. There's not a single Democrat that will vote for Matt Gaetz. They can lose 3 Republicans and still.
Are you sure Fetterman won't do it as a troll?
No, Fetterman won't do it as a troll. I think even John Fetterman, maybe he might. I don't know. Maybe Fetterman's like into that. Matt Gaetz is pretty good on weed, and Fetterman likes weed, so there's possible, but I don't think so. Mitch McConnell's still there. Like Mitch McConnell doesn't have to vote for this guy. Okay,
yeah, this is the moment. This is the moment where Mitch is coming out of his turtle shell.
This is my case, and then I'll explain the odds I give this. Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell. That's 3 right there. Let's say, in theory, Tom Tillis, maybe 4. All right. That being said, I put the chances of him, if it even comes to a vote, I put the chances of him getting confirmed at like something like 85 to 90%. Because these guys, when it comes down to it, they swallow their pride and they vote yes. And that's just it.
It's worth noting, as we consider this, that 15% that he gets blocked, that in 2020, Matt Gaetz was accused of sex trafficking and having sexual relationships with minors. After an investigation, the DOJ that he is now slated to run decided not to charge him, though he remains under investigation of the House Ethics Committee. That is worth noting. It is also worth noting that in 2020, when was it? Yeah, in 2021, the Florida bar suspended Gaetz from practicing law. Due to unpaid fees, he was reinstated. So he's been investigated by the DOJ and House Ethics Committee and briefly suspended from practicing law.
I don't think he was chosen for his lengthy and sterling reputation as a lawyer. Let's just put it that way. You don't think so? No, I think that was pretty
I think that's an interesting choice. So it's good to put that in context. So, okay. So in theory, in the past, people have gotten waylaid from cabinet positions for like not paying their taxes on their nanny.
Yes, Zoe Baird. The historical comparison here is Zoe Baird was Bill Clinton's nominee to be attorney general, and her nomination was pulled because she didn't pay taxes on her nanny.
Yeah,
this is like, can you imagine how quaint this is compared to like being under investigation?
Gaetz had a nanny, what he'd be doing with her. Anyway, besides the point, I guess. But here's the other thing. Good, Tim. Thank you. Here's the other thing, Sam.
Yes,
it's worth it. I mean, I guess you have to say these things now. Everybody knows. It becomes very hard to vote him down where you say, well, I mean, guys, we can't have an attorney general who is under investigation, who has accusations against him. It's like, can you? I mean, you just supported a president that was found guilty on 34 counts.
Yeah.
So you have a felon.
He gives you moral licensing to do all of this stuff, right? Like, oh, we can't support Tulsi for DNI because she was too sympathetic to the Russian, spin on Ukraine. What are you talking about? You just voted for president. The guy who thinks that, Zelensky shouldn't have started this war. It's like, I mean, come on. Of course you can vote for these people.
Yeah.
This is what the people want.
So there's my point is I would love, I hope, just for entertainment's sake, because what do we have at this point except for minor fucking like glimpses of joy of watching other people squirm. I would like to hear somebody go on a Sunday show, sit down with Dana Bash. I welcome on the Bulwark podcast. I think it's more likely they'll go on with Dana Bash, but sit down one of these Republicans and say, you know what, I can't support Matt Gaetz, and then have to go with kind of answer at length like what it would be about Pete Hegseth or Tulsi or Matt Gaetz that they would find inappropriate that they did not find inappropriate about Donald Trump, because he's worse than all of them on every count.
I mean, I think they'll say something like, if I had to guess the spin, it's hard because it sounds such bullshit. But the voters rendered a judgment for Trump, but they also gave us the power to do advice and consent. And this is a co-equal branch of government. We have our responsibilities, and I take them seriously. And Trump's got to live with that.
Wow, that was refreshing. I've changed my mind. I hope somebody does that. That was just so nice to hear you say that. A senator, a Republican senator, take their job seriously?
No, it won't happen.
Okay.
Hey, I there's a couple theories I want to throw at you. I know you're a little tight on time, but one theory that was thrown out on the Twitters is that they're throwing this like kind of crazy red meat out here, knowing that Gaetz maybe gets tripped up, so that people like Kristi Noem and others who may have been more controversial will sail. Like, this is a sacrificial lamb pick. I don't buy that 1 second.
Don't buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, Matt Gaetz single-handedly overthrew the Speaker of the House. So I mean, he doesn't. He's not playing games.
All right. Second, you didn't answer this, but I feel like they're going into recess. But do you think that they're going to just jam this thing through?
I mean, I think that remains to be seen. I think that they'll appoint him. I think that they'll confirm him. I think they'll confirm everybody. That's what I think. Susan Collins, Murkowski. It's just tough. You get down to Todd Young. You got to find 4 of these people.
Mitch.
Who's the 4th? John Curtis from Utah. It's tough to come up with.
Guy.
It's tough to find 4.
That guy.
It's tough to find 4.
Yeah.
No, so I think he bullies them into confirming him. Yeah.
It's possible. I as I said, 85-90 is for me. I want to read a reaction from the Hill just to get a sense of how this is landing before they all get in line. Meredith Lee Hill from Politico tweets, quote, "I'm looking at a House Republican who is laughing so hard in a group of members that he's wiping away tears." And then Liz Goodwin notes, quote, Senator Manchin said senators are talking about the Gabbard and Gaetz pick on the Senate floor right now. Quote, "No one could believe it." End quote. I don't know. Probably should have
get used to the tears. All right, Sam, I got to run, but we could.
All right.
We got to come back. And I do think just really quick on Tulsi, just the incoherence of everything is worth also observing. That it's like he's literally picked a neocon, an isolationist Democrat, Pete Hegseth, who's a TV host / reformed neocon, and a China hawk, and it's like,
make it work.
Like there's no coherence. It's the only common through line is that they all have been on Fox News a lot.
Yes, so. It's all Fox. Same with Gaetz. All right, Tim. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Talk to you later.